Hey kids, it's such pleasant weather outside and Diya and Raj are going for a cycling expedition. Diya cycles for 2 kilometers and takes a break and then cycles for 4 more kilometers. Raj cycles for 4 kilometers, takes a break and then cycles for 2 more kilometers. Who cycled the longer distance? We can add the distances covered by each and then compare the two. So, for Diya, we will add 2 and 4, which is 6 kilometers. And for Raj, we will add 4 and 2, which is 6 kilometers as well. Wow! Both of them are at the same milestone. 2 plus 4 is equal to 6 and 4 plus 2 is also equal to 6. Do you know why? This is because the addition of whole numbers follows the commutative property. It sounds complicated, but it's actually really simple. Commutative property says you can swap numbers around and still get the same answer when you add them up. Let's check if the commutative property holds true for subtraction, multiplication and division. As you can see, if you swap numbers and subtract them, you don't get the same answer. So, subtraction is not commutative. Multiplication is commutative because if you swap the numbers and multiply them, you do get the same answer. But division is not commutative. So, we see that only addition and multiplication operations are commutative for whole numbers. Both Diya and Raj are at the same milestone. Now, they're gearing up for another challenge. This time, they plan to use 2 different cycles. Divya covers 2 stretches of 3 kilometers and 5 kilometers on the first cycle. Then she cycles for another 4 kilometers on the second cycle. So, the total distance she cycled is 3 plus 5 plus 4 kilometers. That is 12 kilometers. Raj cycles for 3 kilometers on the first cycle. Then he covers 2 stretches of 5 and 4 kilometers on the second cycle. The total distance travelled by Raj is 3 plus 5 plus 4 kilometers. That is also 12 kilometers. The result in both the cases is exactly the same. This means that the sum of 3 or more numbers remains the same regardless of how the numbers are grouped. This is the associative property of addition. Does the associative property work for subtraction too? As you can see, if we group the numbers differently to subtract, we get different answers. So, associative property does not hold true for subtracting numbers. Let's check for multiplication. Notice that if I multiply 3 and 4 first and then the result by 2, I get 24 as the answer. And if I multiply 4 and 2 first and then the product by 3, I still get the same answer. So, the associative property holds true for multiplication. What about division? As you change the groups, the answer also changes. So, the associative property does not hold true for division. We can conclude that the associative property is applicable to only addition and multiplication. Whew, that's a lot of cycling. Now, Diya and Raj are tired and are heading home. And you should head back to your tutor.